This week in gaming news, Titanfall will be multi-platform, Project Cars and Uncharted 4 get delayed.
Dragon Quest takes PlayStation to the top in Japan, but we start off with saying goodbye to one of the greats, Sir Terry Pratchett. I'm Danica.
And I'm Tam2, and this is Turn-Based News.
Renowned fantasy author Sir Terry Pratchett passed away this week at age 66, 8 years after being diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Well known for his Discworld series, he wrote more than 70 books and completed his final book last summer.
The Discworld series was adapted into various video games on multiple systems, and his daughter Rhianna Pratchett was responsible for writing the rebooted Tomb Raider. We will miss the man who touched the imagination of millions. Rest in peace, Sir Terry.
Respawn Entertainment have officially announced that the Titanfall sequel will be released on not just Xbox One and PC, but PlayStation 4 as well. In the early console wars, Titanfall was an Xbox One exclusive and definitely helped boost the sales of the system in its early release days. A release window hasn't been announced yet, but we'll be ready for it.
In PlayStation news, Dragon Quest Heroes boosted the sales of the PlayStation 4 to the Japanese top. After release of the game, sales numbers doubled with the PS4 shipping over 46,000 units. Sometimes, all it takes is a game to really sell a console. Like the Warrior-style Dragon Quest game, being one in a long line of adaptations most recently done for Nintendo with Hyrule Warriors. You know, for those who love the lore and worlds of certain games but yearn for a different kind of gameplay. Here you go.
And all those new PS4 owners in Japan will have bought their new console in time for Sony's upcoming 2.5 update, codenamed Yukimura, which adds a slew of new features, the biggest one being the option to suspend and resume your games. What this means is that when putting your PS4 in rest mode mid-game, you'll be able to start where you left off and when you turn it back on again. This saves time getting back into the swing of things.
But for one new thing, something has to make place for it, as Sony also decided to shut down the PlayStation Mobile service after running it for 3 years. The framework for PlayStation Vita and Android indie games will no longer distribute content after July 15, 2015. Users can re-download the games until September 10th before the service is entirely closed.
And something we will still have to wait for is Uncharted 4, which has been delayed to spring 2016. On the PlayStation blog, Naughty Dog says that it's become clear to us that this game is much more ambitious than we originally envisioned, so we've made the difficult choice of pushing the game's release date. Giving us a few extra months will make certain that Uncharted 4: Thief's End not only meets the team's high standards, but the high standards that gamers have come to expect from a Naughty Dog title.
We know the extra wait will be excruciating. The team at Naughty Dog will be heads down working through 2015, making sure that Nathan Drake's story gets the closure it deserves. We just hope it's going to be worth it because Nathan Drake is just so dreamy. And Project Cars got also delayed, but this is just until May, so it's not as bad as Uncharted, like next year. There's a lot of polishing of the game and the promise of day one free content upon release to make up for it, so that's nice.
And meanwhile, Robert is out of luck because the Turkish government is about to ban Minecraft in their country. The Family and Social Policies Ministry was investigating before whether or not the game should be banned for being too violent. Although the game can be seen as encouraging creativity in children by letting them build houses, farmlands, and bridges, mobs must be killed in order to protect these structures. In short, the game is based on violence.
They are mainly concerned that children may confuse the in-game world with the real one and start torturing animals. And not only would Minecraft cause social isolation, the online component might lead to internet bullying as well. Minecraft, children in Turkey will always remember you. And speaking of remembering, during PAX East the past weekend, Life is Strange developer Don't told reporters that the script for the sequel to their 2013 title, Remember Me, is actually finished.
The third-person action game taking place in a futuristic Paris was received with mild reviews, but the developers caught new wins of success with their episode game Life is Strange, released under publisher Square Enix. They're currently working on the delayed second episode, and it's up to Capcom figuring out whether they want to make the sequel. But it's a bun waiting to be thrown in the proverbial oven.
Much like Capcom's flagship franchise, Street Fighter, the 5th installment was given a release window of spring 2016 and will still remain PlayStation 4 and PC exclusive. But we mentioned Square Enix, so let's get back to them because during PAX, Final Fantasy XIV lead developer announced the release date for Heavensward. Thank you, Naoki Yoshida, the first expansion to the MMORPG. Level 60, here I come. So, just so you know, D, I'm taking 2 weeks off after June 23rd.
And that's okay, because I'll be taking off for BlizzCon on November 6th and 7th this year. Blizzard announced their annual convention takes place then, and more than anything, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, or Diablo rated, we think their hype train is mostly fueled with Overwatch for now.
At PAX East, they did introduce 2 new badass characters, McGree and the super fierce Russian lady Zarya, and you can already sign up for the beta testing phase this fall. Just log into your Battle.net account and give it a go.
Now for a game that gets released sooner than expected for Europeans, Kirby and the Rainbow Paintbrush was given a May 8th release day, much earlier than the second half of 2015 that was previously mentioned in a Nintendo Direct stream.
The game has already been out in Japan since January, last month in the US, and now finally Europe in May, but I think it's time we check out what's coming out this week instead.
Yup. Loot
lists!
The biggest release this week is probably Battlefield Hardline, pitting the cops against the robbers on PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC, as well as Final Fantasy Type 0 for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, because every RPG fan wants the Final Fantasy XV demo.
Dips. Dips on that, entirely. Also coming out this week is the last episode of Resident Evil Revelations 2 for PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC, BladeStorm Nightmare for PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One, Tales from the Borderlands Episode 2 for PlayStation 3, 4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PC, The Awakened Fate Ultimatum for PlayStation 3, Mario Party 10 for Wii U, Prepare to Lose Your Friends, Oceanhorn Monster of the Uncharted Seas for PC, and Starcrawlers for PC. And again, dips on Final Fantasy Type 0. And that's it for this week's Turn Based. Stay here on Zoomin TV Games for more videos, and check back next week for another episode of Turn Based.
Let us know what news excited you the most this week. I'm Danica.
And I'm Tam2, and now it's your turn. Turn.
Still no luck with an outro, huh?
Turn. This one came from a subscriber, so I don't know. Giving it a shot. Nope.